Hey there YouTube, Joe's Guides 1 here with another video game review. Today we also be covering a DLC. Last video I did was Diablo 2. I'll put a link to that video in the description. And we are also doing another zombie weapons test tomorrow. This one's going to be a little bit special. I'll put a lot of work into it, so I think you guys will like it. Anyway, down to the review. Today we'll be reviewing Red Dead Redemption as well as the DLC or expansion pack Undead Nightmare. Second favorite game. I'm sorry. Last week we didn't review Diablo 2, we reviewed Half-Life 2. I'm sorry. Anyways, Red Dead Redemption is a fantastic game. It's a Western game set in 1911. You play John Marston, who is an outlaw, former outlaw, who your wife and child are taken by the U.S. government, and they use you to go and track down some of your former gang members, and only after you kill them or bring them to justice, whatever, only after you do that will you be granted the privilege to see your wife and child again. This is a pretty fun game because it's like Grand Theft Auto, except not terrible. I'm sorry, I'm just not a big fan of Grand Theft Auto, I don't know why. But I love this game because it's a Western, and I'm a huge fan of Westerns. I have a poster of the outlaw Josie Wales on my wall, so, I mean, that should prove how much I love those kind of movies. But it's a Western, and it really takes a lot from all those Hollywood movies. You know, you see inspiration from, like, The Wild Bunch, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all the Dollars trilogies, Hang 'em High, all those old classic movies. And you see a lot of different cliches. So, for example, there's like a grave digger whose name is Seth, I believe. There's an old swindler who sells tonics that are supposed to relieve all your ailments. Nigel West Dickens, that's his name. You get in duels, shoot people's hats off heads. It's crazy fun. You can hog tie people and drag them around if you want. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, the only game that I have gotten 100% completion in, and it feels good. The story is very good. It's a little humorous, but all Rockstar games tend to be humorous. But this one is more on the serious side as opposed to Grand Theft Auto, which is another open world game that's kind of playful. You know, it's not that serious of a game. But in this one, you know, you're riding around on horseback, nothing to light up the ground except for the moon, and you actually feel like a cowboy. You feel like you're in the West. I usually like to play music, like soundtracks from old movies, some Morricone, pop that on while I'm riding around. It makes the experience a lot better. But yeah, another cool thing about this game is the Deadeye meter, which is you can slow down time and, you know, pick what targets you want to shoot. So, like, if there's 4 guys in front of you, you can slow down time and shoot them all in 4 different spots. So you want to get rid of their guns, you can shoot the hands that's holding the guns, and then you can, like, shoot them all in the head or something like that. It's a really fun game in that aspect. It's better than any Grand Theft Auto game that ever was. You know, it's more genuine. I don't know, man. I just love it. You go to 3 different locations. The first is in, I want to say the north of the U.S. I don't know. I'm not a... Actually, it'd be the west. You're in the west of the United States. You go to places like Armadillo and Dodge, and the McFarland Ranch, all that kind of place. This is kind of more like a traditional Western setting where it's out in the plains and, you know, there's farmers and ranchers, stuff like that. And that's a really cool aspect. The next one is in Mexico. You go to places like Chuparosa and Escalera, stuff like that. That's also really fun. You get a lot of new weapons, plus it's just a change of the environment. And then after that, you go to the east of the United States, which is called Blackwater. That's the main area that the game takes place in. And this is also the chapter in which, or the section of the game in which you get your family back. Blackwater is a city. It's kind of like the western version of New York. It's 1911, so it's not very advanced, obviously, but that's kind of the most high-tech thing you'll see. The guns in the game are very varied. For example, you start out with just a 6-shooter classic revolver, and you can go up to a Colt 1911, since the game takes place in 1911. That's one of the guns you can get. Rifles, you can get repeaters or rifles. That's another cool aspect. All different sort of projectiles. Some of the DLCs I think are free, so you can get like tomahawks, I think, in one of the free DLCs. You can get like Molotov cocktails, dynamite, all that cool stuff. But yeah, I can't, as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to explain why it's such a great game, and that's because words can't describe how fun and amazing this game is. Definitely check it out. Now, the DLC, or expansion pack, Undead Nightmare, I think this is one of the greatest expansion packs of all time. Second, I would say, first being Lords of Destruction, Diablo 2. In this one, a plague or something strikes, and John Marston's family gets infected, and it is up to you to go and find a cure for this disease. Now, this is very realistic. You go to town, and you have like 20 bullets, maybe, which is cool because, you know, in an apocalypse, it'll be hard to find weapons and ammo, so it really makes that looting aspect more important, whereas in the previous standalone title, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I never really looted, unless I was running low on ammo, which never really happened. It's fun. You burn down graveyards, which is another aspect that the game brings in. That's pretty cool. Not graveyards, cemeteries. So yeah, they're the same thing. You burn down cemeteries, and that stops the undead from coming into the town. You go to different areas. It's got all the same places from the original game, but this time they're overrun with zombies, and you have to help the citizens take out the zombies. Great game. Plus, they add in a lot of new weapons. So, for example, there's this one thing. It's like glowing or something like that. You throw it on the ground, all the zombies run around. It's kind of like Boomer Bile from Left 4 Dead 2. And I can't remember if it explodes or not. I don't remember. I don't know what it's called, though. You get a torch. That's your melee weapon. I don't think you get a knife. But the torch is good because it acts as a light, and the game is very dark. And plus, it's, you know, it does a lot of spread damage. So you hit a zombie, and he sets on fire, and then he runs around and sets all the other ones on fire. One of the best aspects of this game is the 4 horses of the apocalypse, which I don't think they're on the back of this, game. But you got the 4 horses of the apocalypse. Obviously, there's war, famine, pestilence, and death. I think those are the 4. I might have messed it up. War, it's on fire. His tail's on fire, so when you run by, zombies get caught on fire. Pestilence is extremely fast. Famine is invincible, practically. And death, when you ride by, zombies' heads just explode. They blow up. And it's not too hard to find these. They all remain in the same location, so you can always go back to the same place and get them. And you should run into them without really having to do anything too far from the main story. You run into these while playing the main story, so that's very good. What else is there? Well, there is the hunter challenges, which in this game, I don't think they're called hunter challenges. They're called like undead hunter challenges, which is pretty cool. Um, Instead of like going out and killing bears, you kill undead bears. You kill undead wolves, and you might think, oh, whatever. It's the same as that. It's the same as the last game, which it kind of is. But then they throw in a few curveballs. You got to go hunt down like a chupacabra. You can tame a unicorn. It's crazy. It's awesome. Yeah. One of the best weapons in the game is the blunderbuss, because you don't need to go buy any ammo at a store. You can just refill on ammo after you kill all the zombies. Fantastic game. It's an expansion. I bought it. Well, I got it for Christmas or something a few years ago, and it's awesome. It's amazing. Pick it up. Pick both of these games up. Second greatest game that I've ever played. Second favorite game. Definitely pick it up. Definitely give it a try, because it's fantastic, and I love it. Anyways, like this video. Please comment on it. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. Yeah, guess I'll see you next time. New zombie video coming out tomorrow, and I might start a new series every Tuesday in which I do movie reviews. And just like this one, I'll start with my 5 favorite movies first, going from 5 and down. And then for next time, my last favorite game, it is a first-person shooter. I have a poster of it on my wall. Came out in 2007. Alright. So, anyway, tune in tomorrow for another zombie video. Tune in Tuesday for a movie review. And, yeah. See you tomorrow. Or whenever you view this.